Hi, y'all. I wanted to share with you a true Christmas story that happened with my great-grandfather. Now, I didn't know him very well, as he didn't live close to us. But this story I'm about to read to you was written in a newspaper of his day and time. Now, here it is here. And I copied it. Because it was getting frail and I didn't want to lose it. And I decided to send this to you all as my Christmas and New Year message. And I'm also excited that I'll have it recorded for my family to remember as well. So if you'll allow me, I will read you the article. And remember, it's a true story. Lester L. Henniger, 80, is lonesome without his wife who died in January 23. But being a person of indomitable spirit, he is not to be defeated by the emptiness in his heart and home. As in past years, Henniger recently decorated the exterior of his house with brightly colored Christmas lights. And as he did so, he thought of the past years and Christmases he and his wife and children had shared, especially one in 1934. Born in Belton, November 6, 1896, Henniger grew up on a farm, attended school through the 8th grade, fought 12 months overseas with the U.S. Army in World War I, and married the former Almira Snow on October 9, 1921. On October 3, 1925, the couple came to Hale County to live in Petersburg, and on October 1, 1928, moved to Plainview, where Henniger began working with Harvest Queen Mills. 5 years later, when the Depression hit full force, he quit and moved to East Texas in the fall of 1933. We were close to the oil fields and I worked at various things. Henniger related the story of his life that led to his most memorable Christmas. We went there where we could have free fuel, cut wood, and draw water. I worked through the year for a farmer and a dairyman, and we moved to Marshall in 1934. We were strangers and knew nobody. I was hoping to get a job as I had my wife and 4 children to support. Henniger rented a plain 3-room house but had very little work from the time they moved in November until Christmas. He worked as a carpenter when the weather permitted, but there was little construction. When Christmas Eve came, I had 50 cents in my pocket. Myself and 4 little children walked to town as we had no money to buy gas for the old car, he said. Henniger cashed his $50 into dimes and gave one to each child. We window shopped and watched the people, and 1 or 2 of the kids bought their mother a handkerchief, and 1 bought a big stick of peppermint candy. And we went back to the house and to Mother. Henniger reminisced. Their evening meal of cornbread and peas was ready. Knowing there was nothing in sight for their Christmas or even their future at this time, Henniger prayed as they sat down to eat. I told the Lord He knew our whereabouts and our needs, and I asked His help, Henniger said humbly. Then, while we were eating, there was a knock at the front door, and there stood a very fine lady in a big Chrysler out in the street. She asked if the Hennigers lived here and said she had some Christmas gifts for us if we would accept them. I told her we would, and she had her chauffeur bring in a bushel basket full of any and everything we could eat, including fruit, nuts, and candy. Henniger recalled the moment. We were so thrilled and excited that I didn't even ask her name or who she represented. And an hour later, another knock was heard, and a man brought them another box of food and also gave Henniger a pair of new work shoes. We actually had one of the sweetest and most unforgettable Christmases we ever had. And then Henniger concluded, God answered our prayers. It just shows how wonderful people can be. The article goes on to mention the names of Henniger's children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, and various jobs that Henniger held throughout his life. But having this article written about that special Christmas with my great-grandfather has always stood as a memorial to me. And it's my hope that it will be a great reminder to all of you of how an act of kindness can go a very long way with people. So, as you're going about your celebrations of the holidays, remember to be kind to all around you. One never knows how far-reaching the impact will be of all of our acts of kindnesses. You remember that. And from me and my family to you and yours, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.